Hello, good evening, Leandro. Thanks for waiting once again. This transition between the previous activities and this one is always a little bit, well, slow. But how are you? Is everything all right?
Yes, everything all right. Good evening.
Great, that's great to know. Good evening. So we have to start the last course that we have together. All right, that's going to be A12. So we're going to do, as always, well, first join the new courses, then start in the new lessons. Okay. So the first thing, I'm sending the link to join the new class in Google Classroom. It is in the chat. Okay, go there and please join this class. And at the same time, you have the ID to join the new course. Okay, the same element, please. Leandro, it is in the chat. You know how to do it, right? Go to Pearson, go to settings, right? And once you are in settings, you have to join a new course. Okay, just in case I'm going to mark what you have to do. And you're going to let me know, please, if you're going to have any questions. Right there, and there, and there. Okay. So join a course and then enter the ID and then this. All right, so I'm going to be waiting for you, Leandro. Let me know, please, when you join the courses on Classroom and on Pearson. And once you do it, let me know so that I can assign the first unit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no, you're welcome. It's important again to join now because in that way we assign everything to start the class.
Yeah, I have a very bad internet connection.
All right, no, don't worry. Let's try. If it's taking longer, let me know. But let's wait. Okay, I'm going to wait a couple of minutes for you so that we can start working without worrying for Pearson and joining the courses.
Okay. Okay, I finished.
Very good. So let me verify that you're here with me and we can assign the first units. So with that, we're ready to go. Okay, so yes, one person joined. So there you go. Okay, so the usual thing. Now, as I'm going to be assigning, I'm going to be asking you some questions about this, all right? The first lessons are going to be related to something interesting in past, in present, and future, that is wishes. Okay, what is a wish, Leandro? How can you describe or define the word wish?
I think there is a desire.
Good.
A desire that you have. Yeah, I think a desire that you need or that you want.
All right. Yes, that's correct. What are some wishes that, for example, you had in the past or that you have now, Leandro?
I don't know. I wish that I have, I think, um, good computer. Yes.
Okay, good. Now, is that a desire or is that a wish for the past, for the present, or for the future? What do you say?
Um, for the past.
All right. Now,
Uh,
let's imagine then something. Okay, we're going to play something. So if that's for the past, how can you express that wish for a past situation? Right? It has to
mm,
be clear that is for past.
uh, I don't know, but I remember it's with I wish I was.
That's one alternative. Correct. Was is correct. It's a little bit informal, but it's correct. And only if you want to use the verb to be. So, for example, what is something that you wish you were?
Mm, uh, well, I don't know. Uh, I don't remember how to use that, but I remember if.
Okay, no, don't worry. We're going to use you. You're doing good because the example was kind of good. Just the conjugation is going to be a little bit different. All right. And we're going to learn how to give that idea. But again, not using wish, but again, if I tell you to express a wish about something in the past, how can you say it? You don't have to use wish, or you can use wish in the way that you believe is correct. But how can you tell me something that you wish in the past?
I don't know. I wished, or the or is a irregular verb. Wish.
No, it's okay. Wished. You can say wished. That's an alternative. It's correct.
Okay. I wished, I don't know, a good computer.
Okay. Yes. Yes. That's also an alternative because we know that it's past because you're conjugating the wish or the word wish in past. Right? Yes. So, yes, you're letting me know that in the past you wished something. But there's a way to express in something in the past that you still wish in the present, right? And that again, I'm going to give you some examples, but this time it's in Spanish. It's something like saying, right, desearía haber hecho eso, right? So that conjugation of words, it's a special, but wish is still in present, but that's a past wish, right? That's a past wish. So let's learn how to do it. So first, I already assigned everything on Pearson Leandro. You know how this
Mhm.
works, right? We have 2 days and actually one extra day, right? We're going to work this today, tomorrow, and you're going to have until Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. to finish the first unit plus the first quiz. All right. So I don't know if you have
All
any
right.
questions about this before going to the lesson itself.
No, I don't have questions.
All right. So let's go directly to the presentation, wish. So it's interesting because as you're going to see, only few details are going to decide if your wish is present, past, or future. And we already talked about this. Okay, so the first part is done. Now, let's read this slide, please, to know what we have to use for each wish that we have.
Okay. Present, use simple past. Past, use past perfect. And to wish that someone acts in a different way, would. And to wish about abilities, could.
Very good. In a certain way, would is going to be used for future desire, for future wishes,
Mhm.
but mainly related to other people. Okay, and look here, if you realize we don't use present, right? For example, if we say, I wish I have, that is going to be incorrect in this case, all right? Because with wish, we're only going to conjugate these possible ways, all right? The simple past, the past perfect, would, and could. Also, something incorrect would be so if you say, I wish I can, right? That's also incorrect because to desire something with wish, it has to be in past, even though it's present or future. All right, but let's learn more about that. This is a present wish. And remember, we use simple past, but this is not past. This is just a way to use what we call the subjunctive, okay? And we don't have that in English. We don't have the subjunctive. That's why we have to use the simple past to replace that idea, okay? But the meaning
Okay.
is present. So we're not going to read the formula. You know that you have to use the simple past, okay? That's the most important part. Let's read directly the examples, please.
Okay. I wish I had more money. It means that I don't have money. And she wishes she were millionaire. She's not millionaire. And they wish the government worried more about the city. The government doesn't worry about the city. And I wish I didn't have to go to school. I have to go.
Great. Okay, so all of these are present wishes. If you don't have money, but you wish, right, that you say, I wish I had, right? So if we say, I wish I have, is incorrect. It has to be in simple past, but this is present. Okay, the same here. And now here, this is interesting. You know that it's he, she, it, or I, he, she, it was, right? That's correct.
Mhm.
But this is because this is not simple past. It's called simple past, but this is the subjunctive. And the subjunctive is always where. Okay, I wish I were, I wish she were, I wish he were, I wish they were, and so on. But again, if you use was, it's correct, but it's less formal. Okay, it's better if you use this formal way, just in case. Now, let's try to do something. So what is something that is not true now, Leandro? Something about you, something about how you are, something about you don't have, something about you do or you don't do, but you wish that
Mm,
it was the opposite.
um, I'm not um I'm not tired.
All right, you can say, I'm not tired, but remember now the wish, in the wish, you have to desire the opposite. So, how do you wish the
Okay.
opposite of that? Well, you can say, right, I'm tired, but you
Mhm.
can desire the opposite. So, it's up to you. But what is the wish for that true, Leandro? Either I'm tired or I'm not tired. What is the wish for one of those two?
I wish I were tired.
Yes. Uh-huh. Imagine that you have to sleep, right? But you don't feel tired, so you cannot sleep. So you can say, I wish I were tired because I need to sleep, right? So good. That's one thing. Now, what about have? It's common. What is something that you don't have or that you have, but you wish it was or it were the opposite?
Um, I don't know. I have a PS5. I don't know.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, that is the truth, right? I wish, well, you have a PS5. Now, how
mm,
can you desire or wish for the opposite for a certain reason?
uh, eh, I don't have a PS5, and my desire or my wish is I wish I had um PS5.
Correct.
Have
Exactly.
yes, I wish I had
Had.
a PS5.
Exactly. Had. Right in past. Had.
Mhm.
Good. Correct. Very easy. And now one activity. It means any verb that is not to be and that is not have. Okay. So what activity you do or what activity you don't do, but you wish that you did?
Mm, um, I don't know. I don't do a bungee jump.
Yes, you don't do or you don't practice, you can say, right? Bungee jump. Good. And what is the desire? What is the wish for that one?
Um,
Let's try to use the verb practice in that wish.
okay. I wish I did a bungee jump.
And with practice, how would it be with practice? If the main verb is practice, practice bungee jump.
Uh, I wish um I wish I practiced
Yes.
bungee jump.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Any verb is just going to
Okay.
be in the simple past. Okay. So for example, imagine I'm going to tell you the truth and you tell me the wish. Okay. The truth is that I don't travel very often. I don't travel very often. So what is the wish, the opposite wish for that?
Um, you wish you traveled
Mhm.
more often.
Yes, that's correct. Very good. Now, if the truth is this one, all right? She, what could it be? Okay, yes, she doesn't, all right? She doesn't study arts. She doesn't study arts.
Um, she wished she um, studied art.
Yes, that is correct. Just one detail. Remember, as it's she, is going to be she wishes.
Ah, she wishes. Okay.
Exactly, she wishes. Okay, one more. All right. They, all right, they stress, okay, they stress out a lot. They stress out a lot.
They
Uh-huh, correct.
mm, they wish they um didn't stressed out.
Yes, you can say a lot or that much, something like
Okay.
that. Right, so good.
Okay.
Okay, so very simple. This is very common, all right? But you always have to think using simple past, but this is present. Okay, but don't say I wish in present with simple present because it's going to be incorrect. All right, we have to use the simple past, but the meaning is present. All right, the meaning is present because this is like, right? I wish I had is like desearía que tuviera, right? But that's not past, that is present. Okay, so if that is present, if we use and we use the simple past, and this is the rule that I told you, right? If you use the verb to be, the most formal way is using were every time. I wish I were, I wish she were, I wish it were. Now, if you want to wish something in past, you have to use what? The past perfect. Okay, and this is a wish about something that happened and that you cannot change. All right, so the same, please. Let's read only the examples. Yeah.
Okay. I wish that I had had more money last year. It means that I didn't have money at that time. She wishes that she had been millionaire when she was younger. She was not millionaire then. And they wish that the government had worried more about the city in 2020. The government didn't worry about the city then. I wish that I hadn't had to go to school yesterday. I had to go.
All right. So again, as you can realize, the only difference is this is for something that happened in the past or that didn't happen. Okay, so the same idea. Let's practice a little bit, Andrew. What is something about you in the past that you wish it could be different? What do you say? What is something that you did or something that you didn't do?
Um, um, I I didn't study. Um, how do you say lo suficiente?
Enough?
Uh, uh, for the exam enough or enough for the exam?
Yes, enough. I didn't study enough for the exam.
Okay.
All right, good. And now, how can you express a wish, a past wish about that?
Mm, I wish I had studied more for the exam.
Good. Just be careful as studies in the past, right? The past participle is going to be I had studied,
Studied,
right?
studied. Okay.
Exactly correct. I wish I had studied more for the exam, right? Or harder for the exam. Good. Now, something that you had or that you didn't have in the past, but you wish it was the opposite.
Mm, I didn't have, mm, I don't know. Um, I didn't have my own bedroom.
Okay, that's great. Yes, that's a good example. Very good. I didn't have my own bedroom. So what is your wish in the past for that situation that you cannot change?
I wish I had my own bedroom.
Yes, correct. I wish
Okay.
that I had my own bedroom, right? So that's good. Now, one more thing. Now let's use the verb to be. What is something in the past about you? Something that you were or that you were not. But again, you wish that it had been different.
Mm, how do you say responsable?
Yeah, it's almost the same, right? Responsible, responsible.
Responsible. Okay. Um, I um I am not I I was not responsible.
Very good. And again, something that you can do if you want, you can always add a time expression to be clear what period of time in the past, right? So you can say, I was not responsible, I don't know, when I was at school, right? So to
Okay.
add a past reference, but it's not necessary, right? It's just well, a thing that can help clarify the example. So that's more than enough. What is the past desire then for that one? Yeah.
And I wish I had been responsible, more responsible.
Yes, correct. I wish that I had been more responsible when I was at
Mm,
school, when I was a teenager, or 5 years ago, or whenever, right? Time reference that you have. So good. That's it. Okay, so present wish with simple past, past wish with past perfect. Okay, you have to be careful with that one because remember that we don't use the present here. Now, for future, you use would, but mainly here, Leandro, if you wish something about you can change, right? That's why a future wish is not going to be for you, it's going to be about someone else. Okay, I wish you would. I wish he would. I wish she would. I wish they would. Okay, because if you want to change, you change, right? If you want to do something, you do it. But you desire something with wish and with would about someone else. Okay, so let's read the examples to see how it works, please.
okay. I wish that you would stop smoking. I want you to do that now or in the future. She wishes that he would show more affection. She wants him to do that now or in the future. And I wish that she would answer my messages. I want her to do that now or in the future.
Good. Okay, so this is short. This is not that important. The most common ones are present and past. Okay, this is an alternative. So, what is something that you wish about someone else, Leandro, in the sense that you want that characteristic or that thing to change from one person? So what is that? You can give him directly the example with, I wish that my friend would, and you give me the rest of the idea. So what do you say? Just two ideas. What are two things that you want to change from people that you know?
Okay, I wish that um, my friend would um, stop being lazy. It's
Yes,
correct.
it is correct. Stop being lazy. That's great. And remember, that's a wish mainly for the future, right? And if you want, also, you can say that for present now. But if you want to assure that it's present, remember, you have to use simple past, right? And you can say, I wish that my friends weren't, right, that lazy. But both ideas work. Okay, both ideas work. One more, please. One more thing that you wish that someone would do.
I wish I wish that my mother let me go to the party.
Uh-huh. Good. Would, right? My mother would let
Uh,
me go. Good.
okay,
Uh-huh.
I wish that my mother would let me go to the party.
Yes, correct. And also the example that you said is also correct because that can be past, right? That my mother let me. And that's past, right? Let is the past of let. So both ideas are correct. Okay, here just for practicing would. So that's it. And we have one more that is for ability. Something that you cannot do, but you wish that you could do. All right, you or other people here again. So one more time, please, just the examples now.
Okay, I wish that you could run faster. You can run faster. She wishes that she could speak French. She doesn't speak French. I wish that he could drive a truck to help us with the merchandise. He can't drive a truck.
Very good. So again, two very common examples. What is something that you cannot do, but you wish that you could do it?
I wish that I could play the piano.
Yes, that's one alternative over there. Yes, I wish that I could play the piano. One more thing, please. Something that you cannot do, but you wish that you could.
I wish that I could um, um, run a marathon.
Yes, yes, we have the over there over here, but you have a different context, and it is correct, right? I wish that I could run a marathon. I wish that anything that you wish you had as ability. Okay, so that's it. Now we're going to practice this a little bit, but I want to know if you have questions about the lesson itself so that we can go to the document and practice with some examples. Let me know first, please, Elian. Do you have any questions or comments?
No, I don't have questions.
Okay, so we have the usual document, and please, you have it over there. Today we are going to try to cover the other lesson as well, and this is not that hard. So please, the only thing we're going to do is that using the information you have here, you're going to write 4 examples. Okay, one example in present, one example in past, one example in future about other people, and one example with ability. Okay, that's it. 4 examples in total. Let's do it, please. If you have questions or doubts as you're doing it, let me know. If not, we're going to check in 4 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Let me use the clock. Good. And a second. All right, so we'll check that in 4 minutes.
Okay. Okay, I finished.
Good. Let's take a look at that one then. And again, I'm going there with you, and we start the next part. Let's read those examples, please, Leandro.
Okay, I wish I had more time to do the homework. I wish I had learned how to play drums when I was younger. Um, I wish you would save more money for the travel. And I wish I could speak English fluently to communicate with more people.
Yes, great. I think I have no observations, or right, literally no observations in this case. Sometimes Google or the correctors are going to want to correct some ideas to other possibilities, but in terms of structure, this is good. Okay, so I have no observations. Leandro, with this, we're finishing this lesson. I don't know if you have questions about this way of working with wishes.
No, I don't have questions.
All right, so let's go directly to the next part. This was simple, but it was very important to know those details. Now, we are going to learn about the past and real conditional that also require us to use the past perfect. Okay, so if you realize, we learned the past perfect in the previous course, right? And now we are using the past perfect. As you can see, you use the past perfect for these situations that are not true, mainly, right? If you wish something, it's because it's not true. Now, in the past and real conditional, you're talking about conditions that are unreal. It means that are not true. Okay, so this is a very common way to use the past perfect. Now, I'm going to read the questions and you try to answer them, please, Leandro. It says, have you ever wished that something in the past had happened in a different way? How can you answer that?
Mm, yeah, yes, I wished.
Or remember, if it's a good thing, because that's not going to be correct. If you want to answer shortly, always use the auxiliary in the first part for the short answer, right? So you can say, yes, I have.
Okay, yes, I
Uh,
have.
and, th and that's translated to, yes, I have wished that something had been different. All right, so
Okay.
good. Then, what would you have done if you had been in Europe last year? Now, this is the structure of the past and real conditional. How can you answer this completely with all the parts that this question has for you, Leah?
I would um how do you say conocer?
No, it depends. What do you want to know or meet, right? It
Um,
depends.
I don't know. The Torre Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower, and you are mute.
Thank you very much. Now, here you have to use what we call the perfect model. Okay, this is a lesson that we covered. At least I think that you couldn't be in that lesson, but remember that it's going to be with a model plus the auxiliary have plus the main verb in the past participle, right? And remember, what is the past participle of know?
New? No, known.
Known, exactly. Know, knew, and known. So what would it be? Continue, please. How would it be the complete
Um,
answer?
I would uh have known the Eiffel Tower.
And how can you complete that? You can repeat the last part.
Okay, I will have known the Eiffel Tower if I if I have been in Europe last year.
Correct. So everything here is about the past. Okay. And to talk about the past, you have to use past models and the past verb. Okay. Now, in your sentence, it is correct to say no because you said that word, but I think it's better if you say visited in that context, right? Like, I would have visited the Eiffel Tower if I had been in Europe last year, right? Because of the context, it's going to be a better verb. But that's it. This is the past and real conditional. It's also very common because it's common that we regret about the past and we want to change the past. All right? So it's going to be just practicing like this. These are the two possibilities. And remember that you can always work with inversions. This is the standard order, and this is the inversion, right? You can start with if and the past perfect, and then comma the perfect model or the past model. Or you can start with the past model or perfect model, and then give me the if with the past perfect. Okay, so let me give you just one example for each type, and then you can give me some ideas. So if I had, right, if I had traveled to the United States, right, 5 years ago, comma, I would have brought, okay, I would have brought more merchandise, let's say. Okay, so if I had traveled to the United States 5 years ago, I would have brought more merchandise. So the first is in past perfect, and the second part with a comma is the perfect model. In both cases, you have to use the past participle. All right, and here I'm going to say the same. I would have brought, okay, more merchandise if I had traveled to the US 5 years ago. So that's one example. What is something that you can use with this structure, Leandro? Something that if it had been in that way, you would have done something differently, or you wouldn't have done that differently. Both can be in present or past. What do you say?
If I had if I had studied if I had studied music until today, I might not I might not have I don't know. I might not have met my friends.
Yes, it is correct, because I imagine that those friends were made in a different context, right? In which you
Yes.
were not studying music. So good. Only one correction. As this is going to be only about past, we are going to try not to say until today, because that will be like a present situation,
Okay.
right? And that would be like you can use the present and real conditional. And the present and real conditional is only going to be simple past and a model, right? And you can say, if I didn't study music, right now, if I didn't study music, I might not, right, meet my friends. All right, but since it's in past, then it's correct. If I had studied music, right, I might not have met my friends. Okay, so that's one. That's good. Now, for the second one, we're going to try to do first one exercise. Again, it's just in mind. What is something that you did or that you didn't do, and what it was the consequence of that? I mean, for example, you can say, right, yeah, I didn't have money, so I couldn't travel. Okay, and using that information, you're going to form this formula. So what do you say? What is something that you did or you didn't do, that you were or you weren't, that you had or you didn't have? And what was the consequence of that? What is the true about the past in that?
I don't know. I ate um mm, I ate I ate something bad. So now I don't know. Now I feel bad of my stomach. It's correct.
That is good, but only one thing again, and actually that's correct, but that's called the mixed conditional. Why? Because you're mixing the past and the present, and it's correct. But in this case, just to practice this and to practice the past models, we are not going to talk about today. We're not going to talk about the present, everything in the past. So you're going to say the example was good. I ate, right? Something that was spoiled or bad.
Spoiled. Okay.
So as a consequence, in the past, not in the present, in the past,
Mhm.
I started to feel bad, or I had a very, or just a stomach ache, you can say, right? And I had stomach ache, or I got an infection, something like that. All
Okay.
right, but everything in the past. So good, that is correct. Let's repeat, please, that idea. Let's repeat the idea, everything in past.
Um, I ate. How do you say?
Ah,
um,
you can
spoiled.
say spoiled food, or yes,
Okay.
food in bad condition. You can also say
Okay. I ate spoiled food. So I started to feel bad.
correct. And now, what is the unreal conditional of that idea? Try to use this order, and be careful because here is inverted. You have to
Okay.
start with the consequence, and then you tell me the if.
Um, I I might have um have started to feel bad if sorry, I might not have started feel bad if I had not eaten um, spoiled food.
Okay, yes, that is correct. Very good. Right? I would, or I could, or I might, right? I might not have felt or started to feel bad if I had, right, not eaten spoiled food. That's correct. So that's it. It's pretty easy again. Actually, well, I know it's not that easy because we have to think of the words, right? But the understanding and the logic is easy. So let's try to do this the following, please, to practice and to be finishing today. With this, we finish, Leandro, and we
Mhm.
covered then two lessons because this is the lesson itself. Okay, there's no more than this lesson. Go to the document, please, Leandro, and you're going to work with the two, okay, the standard order and the inversion, but do the exercise that I told you. I mean, first, give me the idea in the past, right? Something that you did and what was the consequence in the past, everything in the past, and then give me this, the first conditional in the past. And then one
Okay.
more time, give me one situation in the past that it's true or that it was true, and then give me the conditional with the inversion. All right.
All
So it's
right.
only two examples, but the two examples are divided in two parts, right? So four examples, or sorry, four ideas in total, the
Okay.
truth and the conditional. Good. Let's do
Mhm.
it, please. We check in again, as it's four parts, it's going to be 4 minutes, but if you finish before, let me know, please.
Okay.
Good.
I finished, I think.
Let's take a look. Again, remember that the idea in the past is something that is true, you can say. So the unreal conditional is going to be the opposite, right? So if your first idea was something negative and then positive, then your idea is going to be the opposite to that, right? It's going to
Okay.
be, well, it's going to change affirmative to negative, negative to affirmative. But it
Okay.
depends. You can make other changes. But let's read what you got, please.
I didn't study harder, so I didn't pass my exam. If I had studied harder, I would have passed my exam. And she had a lot of things to do, so she didn't go to bed earlier. And she wouldn't have gone to bed earlier if she had a lot of things to do. A lot of things to do.
Thank you very much. So if you analyze, this is good, but something happens with number 6. Why? Look, this is 5 and it's correct. Why? Because you have negative, right? Negative, and then you have affirmative, affirmative. It's correct because it's not reality, right? It's unreal. But here you have this in affirmative and this in negative, right? And you start with the idea of going to bed. So the reality was negative. It means that your unreal idea has to be affirmative,
Okay.
right? Like yo hubiera ido a dormir temprano, a la cama temprano, right? So it's not going to be wouldn't, it's going to be would, right? I would have gone to bed earlier. Now remember, if is in the middle, we don't need a comma,
Okay.
all right? If she, now this is affirmative, the reality or the reality is affirmative, so the unreal situation is going to be negative, right?
Okay.
But also remember, as this is past, here now, if you're saying just had, this is present, right? How do we
Okay.
make this past? First had, then not, and then again had.
Had not had. Okay.
Exactly. So she would have gone to bed earlier if she had not had a lot of things to do, right? Ella hubiera ido a la cama temprano, más temprano, si ella no hubiera tenido muchas cosas que hacer, right? So it makes sense because if you make that in positive, you are telling me that this reality actually was not true. Okay, so remember, your conditional is always going to be the opposite to the reality because you're
Okay.
imagining situations. Okay, so that's it. And number 5, again, that was correct. Here, just those details. And don't forget to use had, right, as the auxiliary. And then if your verb is have, you have to use had one more time, right?
Okay.
Had, or hadn't had. That's it. With this, we are finishing now, Leandro. I don't know if you have any questions. These were 2 very important lessons. They were not that complex, but it's very important that you know how to write these ideas. You're going to be writing this a lot. If you take international tests, if you talk about possibilities, it's something that you use a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so any questions or comments before finishing today? Let me know, please.
No, I don't have questions.
All right. So as always, please, just the daily survey that you can see now. And that's it. Thanks for being here. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow to continue working.
Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye bye. Good night.
Bye. Have a good night.
Thank you.